Crypto Conspiracies Ep 2, Ripple and the Fed. The secret project? It's one of the most persistent whispers in crypto. Ripple isn't just a private company. It's the hidden project of the US Federal Reserve. A story that suggests the world's most controversial digital asset, XRP, was never meant to be a simple startup token, but the chosen backbone of a new dollar system. The theory begins with Ripple's unusual origin story. While Bitcoin emerged from the shadows of cypherpunks, Ripple was openly founded by entrepreneurs who courted banks from day one. It didn't preach rebellion, it preached compliance. Its pitch wasn't about escaping the system, it was about upgrading it. For conspiracy theorists, this alone was suspicious. Why would a crypto project designed in 2012 be so friendly to regulators and banks, unless it was seeded to serve them? Then there's the technology. XRP is lightning fast, with transactions settling in seconds, not minutes. The ledger can handle thousands of transfers at near zero cost. For years, Ripple executives said their mission was to become the neutral bridge currency, the grease in the gears of global payments. But to believers in the Fed theory, this language wasn't a mission statement, it was a confession. They argue Ripple was designed from the start to replace the outdated SWIFT system and position the dollar as programmable, liquid, and instant. The connection to the Fed only deepens with timing. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began researching faster payment systems. In 2017, Ripple was already running pilots with major banks. By 2020, FedNow, the US instant payment system, was in development. FedNow uses ISO 2022, the very same messaging standard Ripple integrated years earlier. Coincidence or careful coordination? To conspiracy theorists, it looks like Ripple was simply building the rails the Fed would later announce as its own. And then comes the mystery of RLUSD, Ripple's enterprise stablecoin. Officially, it's a fully reserved dollar token to compete with USDC and Tether. Unofficially, some say it's the prototype for a digital dollar, directly linked to the Federal Reserve. Pair that with XRP as the bridge and you have a dual asset system. A stable US dollar on one side, XRP as global liquidity on the other. For those who connect the dots, this looks less like an experiment and more like the blueprint for a new US monetary regime. But the most powerful piece of the theory lies in XRP's escrow. Ripple controls billions of tokens locked away, released slowly over decades. Supporters argue this ensures transparency. Conspiracists argue it's a silent pact, that those escrowed XRP aren't Ripple's at all, but effectively held on behalf of central banks. In their telling, Ripple is the custodian, the Fed the true beneficiary. If true, it means the Federal Reserve already has a digital liquidity pool waiting for deployment. Ripple has been transparent about its fight with regulators, its lawsuits, and its global expansion. If it were secretly the Fed's project, why endure years of costly legal battles with the SEC? Why bleed millions defending XRP in court if the US government was secretly behind it? Critics of the conspiracy argue that Ripple is just a company playing a long game, pushing for utility while navigating the storm of regulation. Still, the theory refuses to die, because in the world of money, nothing is ever truly neutral. And Ripple's alignment with banking standards, its stablecoin ambitions, and its uncanny overlap with Fed initiatives all fueled the suspicion that it's not a coincidence, but a plan. So the question remains, is Ripple a rogue startup that fought its way through the toughest courtroom in crypto history? Or has it always been the chosen child of America's central bank, waiting for the right moment to reveal its true purpose? The answer may decide not only the fate of XRP, but the future of the US dollar itself. This was episode 2 of Crypto Conspiracies. If you want to see the hidden stories behind crypto's biggest mysteries, from the Great Reset to quantum wallets, subscribe now to LTL Productions. You won't want to miss what's coming next.